All right, folks, we're gonna start looking at some mouse charts. We're gonna start off with BTC. Let's go to BTC. We're gonna go to my most accurate chart so far, which is gonna be this Coinbase chart right here. It doesn't have the whole historical context, but this is one chart that I've been using lately. So let's start with the 2 weekly. Now, well, to me, the key time frame for BTC, to me, is the weekly. That's the key indicator for me. I believe that this is the weekly chart is the key indicator, but in the 2 weekly, it seems like it might be in some sort of range between 62,000 and basically 54,000. I know a friend of mine, he prefers for that to occur, to have some sort of range going on, and he actually might be correct, because we have this downtrend line being respected, and it's creating some sort of a triangle. I'm not a big fan of triangles, just in case. So we're just gonna do this just for now. But it seems like it's reaching an apex, and it's gonna make a move pretty soon. Now, I personally think BTC is gonna break upward. We might have a little longer correction, but I think this eventually is just gonna break up. It's gonna try to retest these levels again, and then I think we're gonna have a nice correction before we resume again. Let's look at it on the monthly. So this is not all-time highs. You see RSI is all-time highs up here. I do believe on the monthly we're still good, but to me this is the one that I'm paying attention to. I would have loved for it to sort of retest near this area here, or a little deeper, to have given me more confidence that we have broken down this downtrend on a weekly, and we were ready for the upward motion, which would have been another impulse up here. As you saw here in the previous bull run, as long as it stayed above 64, it maintained. The bull run continued, but the main one was here, which was the 55 level. So so that's the level that I thought was key the entire time. Here it didn't sustain it too long. It tried, then eventually it did. Excuse me, I didn't play this well. Hindsight, psychological, whatever, which is mostly that. But to me, I think on the weekly, first of all, I thought BTC is doing some sort of complex correction here before it moves up. To me, these will be the next 2 targets. Now, I could be wrong, but let's see what occurs. Now, this is something that I've had for a while. So when price was up here on the daily, I thought either price consolidates here and it breaks upward, or it breaks down and it retests 47,000. It came near it, and the lows for that was 50,000. It didn't necessarily come back down to test here. Now, I believe it's some sort of complex correction here, possibly back down here before it makes an attempt to go up, or it makes a deviation before it comes back down to this midpoint before it continues. But I believe that we're going to go in some sort of complex correction, possibly for another week or 2 before we have a clear indication in which direction it's moving. So this entire time it hasn't been bad to play odds, to be honest. So just try to find the one that has the most RR and just accumulate. So down here, so it broke this downtrend, it went up, it back tested it, it held the support, and this was a classical 123 setup or strategy that I showed some friend of mine for them to use in alts, and BTC played that strategy to perfection. Now let's go down to the daily. As you see here, it is getting a little iffy here. So it has this impulse, it's printing into consecutive dojis. So we could possibly have a little drop here. Again, I still believe it's doing some sort of complex correction around here. So it had this tremendous impulse, a continued impulse. It felt to go higher, sold off, consolidated impulse. It fell to close above. It tried, so it created a deviation from this point. Then it tried, it sold off. It tried to hold, it sold off. Now it's trying to hold here again, which is basically an SR flip. in this zone here. If it can go somewhere sideways, pumps down, pumps. I believe once it breaks here, 62,000 or 63,000, I believe it's just going to be a straight grind or a straight impulse to those targets I was saying, in my opinion. But we can have a drop off. Again, this to me, this is some sort of complex correction. You can go here, 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 something like this, here, 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 something along that. Now, I'll be a little surprised if it closes below 47,000. Then at that point, the targets will be here. It will be 40,000 to 35K. Now, that could be that could possibly occur. Of course, you gotta look at every possible bearish scenario. But I'm still leaning neutral bull that it's going to break upward, and we're just in this complex correction. This is no financial advice. This is for educational purposes. I'm just theorizing price movement and how it could behave in the future. Invest at your own risk. All right, so that's BTC right now. So let's go down to the 4-hour. This price is just hanging here. Let's see what the indicators are doing. Indicators are ticking upward. It seems like there's going to be an expansion pretty soon back up to these levels. So BTC pairs may take a quick hit, but I'm personally laddering into BTC pairs. Now let's go to EOS. EOS to me, BTC pair. I think it's almost. It's not that it's ready, but it's showing life of possibly breaking out of this downtrend. So we will have to see, and I would suggest people just accumulate slowly, ladder in, and exercise precaution. Now, the reason I go to XBTC, it has the longer price history, so it has the price history or the longest history from its inception all the way up to the current lows. Okay, so that's the reason we're using that one. I think I have another chart of this, but we're going to start this fresh right now. All right, so as you guys obviously see, just clearly on a massive downtrend. Clearly on a massive downtrend. Okay, so let's see. So this will be the primary trend line downward. This will be the secondary primary line. That it has to break the line in order to confirm that it's bull. Now, it's possibly making all-time lows. If I'm not mistaken, that would be all-time lows. Okay, it'll be right there. So we're gonna go and we're gonna confirm that. Give me 1 second. We're gonna confirm that right now. I'm going to charts.cointraderpro to verify this is the chart with the longest historical context for EOS. And let's go to the monthly chart here. And yes, that is Creighton does have that is an accurate this is accurate. This is the whole history of EOS BTC. All right, so we're gonna look at it right now. So this is the down. So this downtrend line, I think, is from the weekly, or from the 2 weeks. So this is the 2 weeks downtrend line, right? So it has to break this downtrend line in RSI indicators for me to say that the downtrend has been broken. So we can grind up, you can wait, confirm, come down, retest it. Price may go lower, but right now price is inching higher. It's creating higher low while price has relatively remained flat or has dipped a little bit. And this is another indicator I use. They're all free, obviously. So to me, I think this would be a good time to start accumulating EOS. And it made an all-time low. It's regaining this level here. I really believe this is a good time to start accumulating USDT. It has the greatest SSR in upside. Now, folks have to be patient. All right, this is a play where it has to be patient, and I believe this is one where you just buy and you start accumulating slowly. So I will consider this demand right here. All right, I will consider the whole box demand, and then I will consider this zone here basically has support. So that will be a darker green. All right, so anything below that to me is demand. These wicks, these wicks, these wicks. So now the immediate resistance would be here. We're just gonna mark them red for now. How you doing that? I don't want to spend too much time here, but so that would be the resistance right there. So it's approaching resistance, okay? So now folks can accumulate along this zone, right? So we're gonna use this blue here. All right, so that's the accumulation zone right there. That's the zone where it'd be ideal to start accumulating at a small percentage. This is demand, this bright green one. That's support, that's resistance. Now we could have a small retrace into support, go sideways in the lower time frame, and try to claim and flip this zone here. This is the zone that has to be flipped. It may not come easy, meaning that it may take several attempts to do that. This is the 2 weekly chart. The monthly, I'm not too concerned yet because we gotta wait for price to show life in the lower time frame before it starts reflecting in the higher time frames. So now we're gonna go to the weekly. So to me, this was going sideways. It sold off. It regained this level quickly. This has created almost like a spring effect. So this is something that I've been posting you guys about for a long time. Sideways, 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 up, sideways. Loses the level, regains it quickly, up, down, and that means this has started the uptrend. The uptrend has commenced. Okay, so this will be a great the blue will be the great accumulation zone. There's approaching resistance. You just accumulate around here. Okay, goes up, claims it. You will enter here to be safe. Stop loss below and just accumulate. You want to be super conservative when this level is cleared. When this level is cleared, I think this whole downtrend has been reversed, and now we can play up to the next level. I'm entering now, so it all depends what you guys decide to do. Well, but these are the scenarios that's playing out. To me, it's almost ready. To me, it's showing life on lower time frames, as you see here again. In the lower time frame, it's selling off a little bit, but see this here, this wick. So it consolidated crazily, then it sold off, it tried, sold off, it tried, sold off. I think now it's good. It's flipped this zone here. Now I think it's good to go. It's just accumulate here. It may take several attempts like it did here before it claims here, but to me this is a solid support. That's EOS/BTC. Let me see if I have another chart. Okay, so this is a chart that I've had for a long time. I really never thought this would happen, to be honest with you. My friend Uniboo was the one that he said this was a good possibility. I thought it was this, to be honest. I thought this was the man. It was temporarily. It pumped off from here, it sold off, and it went on a massive downtrend. To me, I think this is I think it's ready to go, meaning that it's gonna start moving. In my opinion, this is no financial advice. I'm just theorizing where price movement could go, and that's basically what I'm doing. So it depends how you look at it, but you look at it in this chart. So this is a nice tight range right there. So this is a nice tight range here. So we had the sideways, and we had this nice expansion. It got sold off from here. This to me is the critical level for USDT. think around here people were saying it was going all the way back up there. I wasn't too confident. I wasn't gonna play, and I just sold off. So I just sold off whatever I had. What the freak it does? Oh, that's why. So I sold whatever I had at that point. So to me, this will be a critical level for this overall downtrend to be reversed. This downtrend from here to here to be reversed at the highest time frame, which will be the monthly. To me, this is a tight consolidation range, tight range of candles here. When it leaves out of this zone, I think it's going to have a great impulse up to this level here. So these will be the ultimate targets. And from here, we could have sell off, up, down, a little grind, maybe back down, depending what BTC does before it rips all this. I believe it's going to rip all this and return back up here. Now, someone can start accumulating now slowly around this area here. Okay, you want to look at it in a high time frame, and you're trying to invest 6 months to a year for these back up to these levels. I think most alts have reversed their downtrend. Some alts BTC have not yet, or they're showing life that they're in the path on doing that. So you guys have to decide what exactly you guys want to do. I concentrate mostly in high time frame, which is my strongest suit. I don't do much intraday. I haven't done it in a while. So if I play something for 2-3 days and now there's a bull run, as my other friend told me, he made me see clear that we're in a bull run. It's time to buy the dips. The dips is different from the pukes. Also the pukes, folks gotta try to sell before the pukes, and try to buy the dips and buy the pukes. It's not a time to sell all 10, 20, 30%, 50%, 60% of your bags. You can sell and then try to rebuy lower. So that's EOS.BTC. Now let's go to EOS USD. I think EOS USD has reversed his monthly downtrend. So this is exactly what I'm talking about. That basically EOS.BTC has to do. Okay, this is not the one. Hold on. Okay. I'll draw it here, so since I already got this. So this is an old chart. I think we in the group, we played there from around this level. Here, I thought it was coming down to the zone. It never did. So this was sell the news and basically meant buy the sell-off. I didn't. I'm not gonna lie. I think it sold off to here. I thought it was coming here for sure. So I didn't buy here. I bought a little high. So now, to me, this is the key level. It must overturn, and I think these will be the next targets. Now, what I'm trying to say is that on a monthly, it has broken this downtrend. It has broken the primary downtrend. That's why, to me, EOS, it has reversed. First, it was 2.5, the key level that it needed to hold. It didn't hold. It sold off. I freaked out. I sold. I lost, thinking it was coming here, and then I rebought high. Okay, that's fine because I believe my target is going to come back up to all-time high and surpass it. And let's go to a better chart. We're going to go to my other chart in a second. So this one, okay, this is something that I had. Well, from here I thought we were going to have a sell-off back to these levels, which is, this is an SR flip before we had our real run. But it's saying in the lower time frame, it did that. So this was the ideal spot to buy here and go back up. Had the sold off here. So now it's meeting resistance. We can have a little sell off and possibly another sideways action to continue upward. But I believe EOS, it's basically an accumulation zone, meaning that it's time to accumulate. And I do think that its downtrend on the monthly has been broken, and this is where I'm going to show that. All right, it has broken its downtrend, and this is the long historical chart. Let me confirm that this has all the price history. Okay, so this is a chart that I had. I'm just noticing it. So this is basically what I've had for a while. Now I've lost track of this chart, so I'm just noticing it. From this is Coin Trader Pro. I still believe this is basically it's broken its downtrend. It's broken its downtrend, its monthly downtrend, and I believe that EOS is good to go. It's broken its downtrend. It's retested this level on lower time frame twice, and I believe now it's just in grind, and we can have consolidation between $4 and basically $5, which is another zone it must claim in order to grind higher. But I think it's good to go. It's just time to accumulate. People can start accumulating slowly. I really believe that it's broken its downtrend. Now let go. Okay, now let me go. Let's go EOS. Let's look at it from an RSI perspective. Oh yeah, this is the chart I was looking for. So this is what I'm talking about. It broke its downtrend monthly, and I believe it's good. So now this here is the next resistance zone that it must try to flip now. It's trying to, as long as I can hold that in lower time frame, but I prefer for it to be held in a higher time frame. Huge deviation led to the sell-off. So this was demand, support, demand, sold off, up, created deviation, tried, sold off, and just trying again, sold off. I think this time around is good. We might have a little sell-off between $4 and $5. Will be a good, accumulation range. If it pops up, it'd be a nice accumulation range around here, and I believe this will be the first targets. Now, I have high expectation for this. I think its run is going to be magical. Magical from the point of view that it's going back to its all-time high, and I think it's going to go even higher. That's just me. I don't want to sell hopium, guys. I don't want you guys to go out there and start buying like crazy. You guys must use some risk management, please. Back here was head and shoulder. I thought that's what was going to happen, and it actually did. But you guys see in the lower time frame, this is a key zone. Okay, this is the key zone. I believe it flips this, it would just be a breeze back up here. This was all this congestion. One can look at it, it was all accumulation. This tight range. We're talking about from March of last year. We can say from here, almost a 2-year range between 4.5 and basically 2.5. We're talking about close to 2 years. This impulse, I don't believe it's just going to finish there, in my opinion. Okay, I don't believe that, but that's just me personally, guys. So I would say this is the critical zone. It has to flip. One can start laddering down from here slowly. If it comes back down to 3.9, even 3.5, I'm not concerned with it, but it should not come this deep. Try to range between now $5 and basically $4.3 or $4, and try to range there before it tries to go back up to these levels, $6, and somewhere consolidate around here before it expands upward. So now this chart is basically the one over here, which I'm about to show. Alright, so this is a chart that I've had for a long time, and it's just, I was actually hoping down here, to be honest. It never happened. I was completely wrong. At this point, I think somewhere around here, I thought it was going to break. Look at this range, guys, inside here. Basically, it's been from March 20th all the way up to just a couple of months ago, to January, almost a whole year. I thought once it went here, it was going to come and consolidate here before it continued higher. It broke a little deeper, and now it's making that grind up. And again, this is the key zone to me. It flips the zone, even if it pops up, it comes down to retest and consolidate along here. As long as price stays above here, it doesn't close below here again, I think this could do an ETH type run, in my opinion. I think EOS could do an ETH BTC type run where it's going to surpass expectation, and in my opinion, and definitely surpass previous highs, in my opinion. Okay, so we're talking about 2 week. This spin the zone here, boom, here, just held here. We can go back as far as December 2019. Okay, here. So we're talking about a year and a half, basically. Yep, almost a year and a half. That's what I think. Right, so it's time to, in my opinion, time to accumulate. Now, we're gonna go to BAT. We're gonna review, what's another alt we're gonna review that people wanna see. Let me check this quote over here. I said I was gonna review some alts. Okay, let's go look at BAT.BTC because I'm more interested in the BTC pairs for now. In the USD, not many, to be honest. Not saying they don't have momentum, they do. I think BAT is gearing up. BAT reminds me a lot of Matic before Matic had a crazy expansion, and that's what BAT reminds me of, to be honest. So this is a critical level it must claim, but the critical level is right here. This solid orange line, which is 3,200 sats. It flips this, is off to the races. This zone would take several attempts to break, as I noted in some charts previously. So now it's just ranging inside this zone, so folks can accumulate, and we're targeting back up to these levels and here. So just take a look at this, and I'm gonna show you Matic right now. Matic, one of my friends, he's the one that put me on it. His logic was, which was a great logic, was that they have to reverse 1-2x, and they have exceeded expectation. So we're talking about a 15x run from Matic, from his all-time lows and near all-time lows. So to me, it's somewhere around here. BAT.BTC is doing somewhere around here before it has this nice expansion, in my opinion. I think we have broken this downtrend already. It's just a matter of how deep is the correction and just start accumulating before we have another expansion here. This would be the critical zone that has to be paid attention to right here. Okay, we can turn this off, and if we look at it just strictly from a monthly point of view perspective, you guys see this chart? Take a look at this. Go back and look at other charts that look just like this. I've had great runs. As you see, guys, here, this is an SR flip that has to take over right here, right? Without all that noise in my chart, that yellow line is basically the SR flip that I'm talking about. Flips here, runs up here, comes down, consolidates, has another great expansion. All right, so I would try if I can to accumulate, and it's just accumulation mode. Again, this is just a price analysis. We're just theorizing where price could go. All right, now we're going over to Verge. So this is another one where, to me, it's accumulation mode. I'm not sure, honestly, I'm not sure how high this is going to run. I'm not saying it's coming back here, but this to me is almost like a gamble bag. It's obviously a resistance right now. So I've been buying, well, I bought in around 60 sats. And again, this to me is a gamble bag. I'm showing BTC pairs because I do think they're still gonna. I think BTC pairs are gonna run, and if everyone's saying that BTC USD going to 100K, 150, 200, 300,000, especially if the ETF BTCs do come to fruition, which I think it will. It's just gonna take some time. Then the upside for the BTC pairs are good. I believe their downtrend has been broken. Now we're in an uptrend, in my opinion. So we're talking about they were doing this for so long, and now they're like this, something like that, and now they're starting their uptrend. Okay, in my opinion. So now we zoom in to Verge. I really think now it's time to just accumulate. Just buy support, wait for a sell-off. It's had this expansion, wait for a sell-off and try to buy. If it's sold off, I believe it could come back down to 60 sats because there's a resistance here. Resistance zone. So this was the uptrust candles. That's what led to the sell-off. So it's going to be a little hard to claim here. We can have a sell-off before it flips this zone here. So that zone has to flip. It's more obvious on the monthly, but this is a bullish PA structure here. This price action here is bullish. Now it's about buying the dips. It could retrace all the way down and go lower, but the way the market are trending, I don't expect that. But of course, expect the unexpected. So I believe we could have a little sell-off back down to these levels around 55 to 60 sats before it has I think a massive expansion, and I'm hoping to these levels here. Okay, but this is time to accumulate, buy in slowly, just wait in lower time frame. So again, if I mark this off on a monthly, you know, that would be the resistance, and we're talking about somewhere here between 60 sats and between, let me see, 50 sats and 60 sats will be where if you accumulate, sold off, and just go sideways, and it could be a nice opportunity to start adding. Okay, the next one we're going to look at is a TRX. I think I already made a video on the TRX. They had mentioned it, and then I went to review the chart, and it actually did not look bad, to be honest with you. So it was doing all this, and I was playing it from here, and then I missed this whole pump for chasing another coin, and then it has the sell-off. To me, this is the level. It claims this level is off to the races. How high? It could possibly come back up to these levels, but to me, these were my targets all along, and these are my targets. So here, again, if we look at it, it's just going sideways. It failed to close above this level or in this level, then it had a sell-off. So again, this is sort of the spring effect I was saying, guys. Moving sideways, up, sideways, down, up against the level, boom. You prefer for this level to be regained quickly. It sort of did on the monthly, if you want to say that. So now it's trying to flip this level here. As you can see, this is an SR flip, and that's basically what it's trying to do right now. So someone who's looking to get here has to accumulate along this band, which is 150 to 137. Of course, there's a possibility it can dip into these levels. So we're talking between 120 and 140 sats. So we go down to the weekly, and that's basically what's happening. So it's having a hard time closing above. So basically, I believe it's going to close a little bit below, back down to the 130s and the 120s before it tries to go back at that level again. On the monthly, it's looking good. To be honest, it's looking good. It's now just about the lower time frames, trying to optimize your entries, and this is the quarterly chart. Okay. So this is basically what's going on the weekly. As you guys see here, support comes up, it grinds, then it has this expansion here, bounces up, not really much, doesn't flip. Everyone thinks it's coming back down. I played this to here, then it sold off. I sold here, and I missed this whole move. I believe it's broken this primary downtrend here in this time frame. Okay, so now it's just moving. To me, now it's just moving sideways. So we can see something like this. Sort of right if it cuts through some bodies. Broken up. It came back down to retest it. Now it's holding support here. I got in a little tad late. I am not gonna lie. I hesitated a little bit, and I missed. I hesitated around here. It had this all off, and that's where I hesitated. I bought around here. It's fine, but I'm looking at the overall picture. Okay, so we're looking at that, and that to me will become demand because prices continuously have bounced along that level. Okay, I thought it was going to come here. I didn't think it would break this right away. I thought it was going to come back and sell off back down to these levels before it grind up. Now we can say it comes here. It just consolidates above this zone here. So basically, it could consolidate above that zone in the lower time frame because that's an SR flip, and we're talking about possibly something like this. Now we can have this expansion. So we go down to the daily, and that's basically what it did. It's an SR flip here, deviation sold off, grind up, had this expansion, which is something similar to what happened here on the weekly. What happened in the weekly here? See this here? That's basically what's happened in the daily. It happened already right here. So now it's trying to do an SR flip here before it goes up to these targets again, go up to these levels. So that's TRX. Someone wants to accumulate again around this level, possibly back down to the 120. So it all coincides. But it's broken this primary trend line. I believe these will be the ultimate target, but I'm playing much higher. I'm just right now holding. I'm not trying to flip anything, and that's basically it. Okay, we're gonna look at Tomo. I think I did this for someone yesterday. Tomo BTC to me, like most charts, they all print in the same or similar price structure in a high time frame, either monthly or the 2 week. They're all doing something similar. So let's share this one. So they're all doing something similar. So we're gonna go to the monthly. Let me see if I don't think it's saved. So they're all doing something similar. Let me try to find the chart on Discord, and I'll share here to be a little much easier. So let me find the Tomo, and then we're gonna share it over here. Okay, give me a second, guys. I'm trying to find this chart. I just don't know how to find this here. Okay, one more second, because I already had did this. I've done this. I don't want to do it twice. Just to save time. You guys can go on, on my YouTube channel. I mean, just scroll below. I posted other setups. Well, I'll take that back. Not setups. I posted other chart ideas. Just theorizing price movement, gold chain, and possibly another order too. I've reviewed already BTC there. So I can't find the chart. Let me see. Man, this computer. When you're using the computer in Discord, it's difficult for me to find. All right, we're just gonna here. I'm gonna show one here, which is GASBTC, until I find the other one. Let me see. I'm coming. Okay, here it is. So I found it. So all right, so I found the charts that I want to show you guys. So first, this is GASBTC. Okay, so GASBTC has broken this downtrend here. I think it's broken the overall high time frame downtrend. So to me, again, you see this here, this creates a spring effect. So this to me, it has broken this overall downtrend, right? In my opinion, it has done that. To me, it's just a matter of buying the dips and exercising risk management and just accumulating, basically not going all in. To me, it's broken this downtrend. So that downtrend has been broken, and it's just a matter of buying the dips. That's all it is. Again, you have to exercise risk management. To me, it's broken this downtrend. Okay, and now price is just moving sideways. Price is now built the base. So price came here, it was building this base, building this base, building the base, sold off because of dominance, which basically essentially meant it created a spring effect and regained this level massively. So we're just going sideways here, sold off, regained it massively. That tells me that this is good to go back up to here. When this level was regained like this so fast and so furiously, that's an indication that it's good to go. It's just a matter of buying the dips. So I'm not gonna lie, I was here and then I didn't use proper risk management, and I was theorizing price was gonna go here, and I ignored that it was resistance 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I thought that on this 5th or 10th it was good to go. It was just gonna pull back here, go sideways before I had this expansion, and no, I got shitted on. All right, so don't make that assumption. Use proper risk management, stop loss. Again, this is for educational purpose. We're theorizing price movement, and you make your own investment at your own risk. I'm no financial advisor. So now it's broken this downtrend. It went sideways. To me, this created a spring effect. I would have liked, or I was thinking a dip or pullback to retest this level. It hasn't. It sort of flipped this SR zone down here a little deeper, and now it's just consolidating along here before it has this move. And here it's going to take a little longer to flip. Once it flips here, I believe it's going to all-time high, which is somewhere back up there. Okay, so this is GASBTC. Now we're going to look over here. Let me see if I can zoom in. So this one here, so this is Tomo chain. This overall here, this is an overall bullish price action. Okay, this is an overall bullish price action. Okay. The only thing I can tell you guys, just go back and look at REN, the monthly, and some of these alt stuff pump crazily in the monthly, and you're gonna see what I'm talking about. Okay, it's gonna take a while to play out, but that's a nice expansion. They will have a nice expansion. To me, the zone to accumulate, it will be around this area here. I didn't draw that right. Let's go black. The zone to me to accumulate, it will be around there. This is all accumulation here. So meaning ladder in, accumulate. Some want to be a little more conservative, meaning you can accumulate around there. Okay, so around there to me is a good, either guys want to accumulate here, which basically is around this zone here, accumulation. You want to be more conservative, you go to a lower time frame to minimize your risk. You're not sure what BTC is going to do. This is the accumulation zone right there on the lower time frame. Okay, on a higher time frame, it's just this whole band, which is basically this whole zone down here. And then we're going to go to the chart where I make that analogy. It's just in between two ranges here. Okay, claim here, so now it's just selling. To me, this was a zone, that little light blue, that's a zone that I will be looking at for accumulating in a lower time frame for THEORIZING. Okay, that'll be for THEORIZIng. All right, we're gonna look at one more quickly. Let's see how long I've gone into this video. 47 minutes. So now one of my ones that I've been sitting on has been GoChain. As everyone knows, the ECOMI, the VV collectibles, the NFTs. So them here. Okay, the VV collectibles. So they got their token ECOMI, which has done insane, which is going to be listed in Uniswap for liquidity, and we'll look at that one next. And basically anyone that provides liquidity on it gets a rare NFT that you can probably at a later time sell on their platform. So that they are built on top of GoChain. They're using GoChain blockchain. Excuse me, they're built on their network. A friend of mine is the one that discovered this, and another friend, and he got in, so he's doing well. I'm not sure if he's going to do the liquidity mining in Uniswap to try to score one of those rare NFTs that they're going to be giving out. So this is basically it. I bought it in around 43 sats, and it had this expansion in a lower time frame. I didn't sell this whole move, and I got back in around 74 sats. And the monthly, it has broken this downtrend, so it's doing sort of this in a lower time frame, but now in the high time frame, I think it's just gonna range here. Ooh. In a higher time frame, it's just gonna have some sort of range here. Okay, it's just gonna be here before it makes this impulse. Yeah, either way, the target to me is eventually here. This is a matter of accumulating slowly and just waiting it out. This is the weekly. So this is the weekly. So when he told me that, that's when I charted this. And again, they're all doing the same thing, going sideways. They lose that level, and then it gets reclaimed quickly, like it did here. Even here, sideways, creates a spring effect, regains the level. Once it regains the level here, we know this is going to happen. So this is basically what I'm talking about with gas. So you see that sideways, loses it, regains it quickly, comes down to retest, and it has a great expansion. So I got in around 43 sats. I had this initial pump. I didn't sell the top. I sold the run here. Still grew profits. Then I was not patient enough. I got in around 76 sats when I could have got on 66 sats, and basically I'm still in it. So it's done sort of this here, and I'm still aiming for here. Comes down, and then it comes here, and this will be where we have probably another sell-off back to the midpoint before it continues higher. Now let's look at VV. Oh wait. So if anyone wants to accumulate here, I would just be patient. Let's look at it at the daily. So we zoom out a little bit, so sometimes a little clearer to see the levels. So this to me would be the SR flip level here, which would be 114 sats, but to me in reality I think it's here. So price can just range in between these levels here, which will be all the way down at 100 sats. So price could theoretically do this before it has that expansion again. When I draw this, I'm not saying that it's going to range for this long from April to October. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just trying to illustrate what price could do. Okay, that's what I'm doing. I'm not saying that it's going to take that long for that to occur. It's just me illustrating what is going to happen, or what I believe could happen. Not what is going to happen. That's wrong. What I believe could happen. So to me, we come here. This would be the level that I would be looking at. So right now, hold on. Let's see. It's this level here. So I did an SR flip here. Now it's flipping. So now the next level will be here. This will be the next level. If it doesn't hold this zone, it's coming back down to 100 sats. Okay. So let's see if this here. If this here just starts doing this before it comes up here, which the next target will be here, back up to these levels. But to me, this is the key zone it must claim in order to easily go back up here. This is the critical zone here. If this doesn't hold, it's coming back here. That's why earlier I was saying it was this whole zone here. Okay. But price could dump all the way back down to 100 sats. So we're talking about, 100 sats basically. Everything aligns to 100 sats. So we could possibly have a dump back all the way down to 100 sats. It's nothing to be afraid of. That's why you just buy it in slowly. That's why this whole box, this is the whole key zone here in a higher time frame. All right, if I wasn't clear on something, just let me know. I'll try to respond back. Okay, so you see it here. Hard resistance. This is a tough place to get out of. Tough. So price getting a higher time frame, as I was saying. Basically here, see that green box? Here. That's why the green box is there. This is hard resistance. Difficult. It's going to be difficult to claim. So you could have a back sell off back to 100 sats. Stay between 100 sats and basically 125 sideways, and then goes up. Okay. So now let's go to now I'm trying to find here it is. Is this one? ECOMI. ECOMI. Right, this has been just incredible. It's been 6x. I missed it. So it's been an incredible run now. I believe it's going to move higher, in my opinion, based on the liquidity thing going on in Uniswap. This to me is just a correction to let indicators cool down, even though here it seems like they're going to break down. So someone could wait to be conservative to try to wait here. They could wait for these highs to be broken, or they wait for possible sell-off near these levels here. But he got in around here and he's called this whole move, which has been great. Now we look at it the weekly. To me, a weekly, this just says that this is just a continuation. It's going to have another expansion up. If it doesn't, if it breaks down, we're somewhere here, possibly aligned with the fibs. It's a relatively new project. It's kind of hard to gauge, you know, the levels to buy at, the levels not to buy in. Okay, bounced off the 0.38. To me, it could come back down here and just do a big range inside there. So we're talking about, say, something like I had here. Before it goes back up, or it dips to 0.61, or near the 0.50 fib, or the 0.78, which would be somewhere around here, the zone, before it goes back up. But to me, I don't think this is going to happen. And something at 0.38 again, in my opinion. We look at it in the lower time frame. I think that's basically what's going to occur. I shouldn't say that word. I said, like, if I'm speaking factual, but possibly something like that. Just a quick scan of VRA. VRA has been on a monster run. I've missed this last pump. I was a little nervous and I didn't get in. Guys, this is what I'm talking about. You see this? This is basically what's being printed in a lot of charts. This price action. You see this price action, just try to analyze it, try to accumulate, try to correlate it with what's going on in the other markets and see if it's going to have the same pulse or it's just going to continue to go sideways. So basically on the daily, I missed this. So basically this is what I'm talking about, that ECOMI could be doing now, something like this before it has the next leg up. I got nervous. I honestly thought from here it was going to sell back to here, and then I was thinking of getting there, but I had committed my funds elsewhere already to scam me swipe. So you know what, let's look at swipe right now. So we did VRA quickly, and now we're going to do swipe. It's just an illustration, guys, so that y'all know what's going on the monthly. So again, you see this here, monthly, what Tomo's doing. Just try to accumulate. It's going to have an expansion. It's about being patient. Let's look at swipe BTC. This is a bearish chart, but again, they all look the same. These all charts all look the same. Swipe is about this level being claimed, which is basically 6,400 size, 6,500 size, whatever it is. Crazy volume coming in. Prices, these last two price levels has been, you know, has been gone up in the slow volume, so we could see a little sell off before we have a nice expansion. I got in too early for chase and swipe. I missed this little nice pump from VRA. So moral of the story: don't chase, just stay where you please, and just have patience. We have a little tight range. To me, this is a tight range here from here to here, and I believe that expansion here will be nice. It's about being patient and just waiting. So I didn't want to wait. I thought it was ready to go. Then it had the sell off. Now it's just here. It's just ranging. Next expansion, it should be nice. So it should come back up to these levels and see what happens. Now we're going to go swipe USD. Swipe has been a very frustrating project from FA perspective to we don't know what the fuck they're doing to they're just all over the place, and they've been just all over the place. It's like they don't know what the fuck they want to do. They had their white paper last year, and the reason why I invested last year was because, to me, well, they wanted to do, I kind of thought that's what they were going to do last year, but it took almost a whole year to do what I thought they were going to do sooner. and because it took them so long to do this swipe D5 and this non-custodial wallets and this liquidity pools and all this bullshit, that I think has taken some lust from it and has taken some of this bullish price action out of it. So I'm thinking somewhere around here. I got lucky. A friend of ours told us, and most of us got in. Most of us did this whole run. Most of us did not. Most of us held all the way down here, and most of us are still holding all the way up here, and we're waiting for the next expansion. I do believe it's going to have a little nice run. Right now it's some double tops, but I still think it's still good. It's just a matter of being a little patient. Now I'm not sure how high it's going to go, but my target to me is between $8 and $10. After that, I'm not sure, but I probably should have added more here. And we looked at, if we actually look at it on a monthly, guys, you know, it's just going up. It's just inside. It's just inside this price channel here. Okay, so it's inside this price channel, and that's basically what you want to see on anything you're investing. It's basically doing this, which is, I call it the escalator, that it's just constant training up. You're going to have your sell-offs in between. It's inside this price channel. I'm not sure how it's going to go. I'll be shocked if it gets anything higher than 10, 15 bucks. I'll be completely shocked, and that'll be gravy. But to me, this is just this little price channel. Okay, now it never hit 40 cents. It got as low as 60 cents. I never added back. So whatever I have and had, that's basically it for me. But this one, it's just been disappointment after disappointment. Too much chaos. It seems like they branded, and it seems like XBS and other alts have benefited mostly, and everything they've been doing really hasn't been reflected in price. And now, honestly, what we're hoping the swipe community is that it does this. It has that XBS type pump, and those XBX folks, they're the ones that are going to basically, you know, just participate and reward the swipe folks for holding on. And hopefully we have that XBH type pump. If that's the case, you know, I'll be super delighted. I do think we're approaching the years of the credit cards in crypto 2022. That's going to be the new fab, you know, crypto credit cards and all that stuff. I think it does have a place. Visa recently said that they're going to be accepting crypto coins, or they're going to be doing transactions in USD and stable coins. So they're going to allow people to start doing transactions in stable coins, something of that nature. So they're all coming around. So it's just a matter of time. But it's just, they launched with so much excitement. It wasn't just hype. I really believed in what they were doing. I really bought into it because I had an idea of D5 back here when I did my research, and my friend did research, and we compared and shared. And I really believed. I did see the vision of what they were trying to do. I figured it was going to happen somewhere around here or here. It took them almost basically a whole year or 8 months to finally come up with a swipe D5 paper, liquidity, and all that stuff. And it's just been frustrating them to stake in. They're going to stop staking. People had trouble claiming their tokens. I eventually did. Other people eventually did. But it was just straight up confusion. And now they're doing the on-platform, the IWO launch, which I think is another thing that's going on around the realm. These VCs doing, you know, basically coming out and becoming launch pads. So it's taking off from Binance to now coins doing their own launch pad, exchanges doing their own launch pad, VCs going into doing crypto launch pads basically. So that's a new thing going on. So much going on in the space. It's hard to keep up with, to be honest. I haven't been doing much FA recently. It's just here and there. So I don't want to bore you guys with that. But that's why, honestly, whatever it does, I'll be happy. Honestly, it sounds bad not to shit on the project. I still think they're gonna be relevant in the market, the space. They're gonna have competition pretty soon. They already got competition. It's gonna get heated and heated. Let's see what they do. It's all about the swipe card, and I still don't understand that you have the swipe card, you got the Binance card, but then FTX says that it's being their card, Prime, their card is being supported by Swipe. That felt more like that felt more like a promo for swipe. It felt kind of cheap, to be honest. So we really don't. For me personally, like I said, I haven't done much technical research on it, but I don't know. But I'm still holding the coin. I still think it has potential. Now we can dream. I'm not trying to sell you guys hopium here, but you know, we can dream of this here. So I have a chart. So as you see here, guys, you know, this here was clearly, you know, this thing here was clearly in this price channel, and then it just had a, well, let me not do that. So I think around here, a friend of mine he was talking about it, and I went to chart it around here when it was around $3-4. I really didn't like the chart. I thought from here it was going to fall back here, possibly here, before it would do anything. So I never got in. I ignored it. I didn't think it was much. Here as an RR play, so I ignored it. At best, I thought it would just pump back up to here, which was $6, and I thought it was going to take time. I don't think anyone imagined all this happening here. Basically, from $4 to the peak of 400, or we can say it closed at $70. So let's see if Swipe rewards the community by doing something like this. It has a massive pump like this, but there is some similarities. I doubt this is going to happen with Swipe. I'm pretty doubtful of that. Like I said, I'm pretty doubtful of it. If it does, that'd be excellent. So we all could make a little money. We're in it for the money too, not just the technology. You know, a lot of people finally admitting to it. Me personally, I just came across BTC in 2014, and no, I never bought. But it's something that I followed, and again, when 2018 hit, everyone was going nuts, and that's when I got back into it, and that's where I learned TA after buying tops. I basically bought tops in 2018. I'm like, wait, I think I need to follow traders and do all that bullshit, and this is where I'm at now. So basically, we're talking this. It's in this price channel, and it looks something similar to it, but it's not. You know, you can have this here again sideways before it peaks at the top of this channel, which again is relative where I got it at, 18 to 15 bucks. Anything above 17 bucks or even 15 bucks. Honestly, anything 10 to 15 bucks, I'll be super happy, and I think those will be the ultimate targets for me, to be honest. Now, if it does something like this and then something like this, man, not 500, but I say 40 bucks or 30 bucks, man, people are gonna go insane and they'll be loving the coin forever. But I don't see that happening. I do think there's 3x to 5x potential here for sure. I'm not gonna do CRV. I already posted a video on it. I got into this one here. It doesn't look too bad. I got in a little early. This is high reward, high risk. So here I'm just waiting for an expansion back up to these levels. So someone could accumulate here. It's high reward, so that'll be the support level here, which will be 132 sats. One can wait for the zone to be flipped. I expect a little sell off before it makes an attempt back up here, and that's basically it for me. It's just a play. And let's look at dominance before we close this segment up today. Dominance has actually done better than what I expected. This was my fear, that this was equal to this. So I'm glad that didn't happen. So that means this is just going to continue to break down, and we're going to have some alts do pretty well. It broke down. That was a big relief here. I thought this was equal, which I was very afraid. But it broke down. But even then, I was still adding here just in case. Again, I'm trying to add for swing, so I wasn't too concerned for myself. But this is great. Now, where's the level that I can go to? This to me is going to. I think it'll come back down to about 57 to 50, 57 level to about this 58 level before we have a little nice correction and possibly continue downward. So this over here, so basically this is what I basically have had for months since January. This is something that I share with my friends, and basically so far it's holding true. I do believe that at some point we're going to try to go back up to these levels before we actually have the real alts bull season, in my opinion. So far things are playing well. You know, sort of came up here, came here, now it's trying to sell off to here, and even here, this is an old chart from here. I said this is going to sell off. So around here and around here, when it broke this, I was saying it's not a popular opinion, but we could have a nice. It's not a popular opinion, but it's nice to start. Laddering into some BTC alts. Some, you know, some did, some are doing that now. They still early, but I think most of the movement has occurred already. So there's some alts that will expand very well. Some others won't. They'll lag a little bit. But I don't think this is the real alt season that we're gonna have 20, 50, 40x, whatever it is people are imagining. I think it's gonna come down to this level here. Again, 57 to 58. Possibly break down, create deviation, regain this, and then I think we're going to commence back up here. And I think once it comes near here again or here, then I think we're going to have the commencement of the real alt season. I could be wrong. I've been wrong before, and basically what happens will be this, something like this, and boom, it goes. So to me, I still think these levels could be reached next couple of days, a week, or 10 days to a week or 2 weeks. I'm not sure how long, but this level could be reached again. You see here's an SR flip, and then in my opinion, we're going to do something like this. I'm not sure how high it will go before we have the true sell-off, and before we have the true sell-off, and begin the off season. And I think that may not happen until I think sometime next year, in my opinion. I could be wrong, or towards the end of this year, but I think the next couple of days or weeks are going to be pretty good. But after that, I'm not certain for the BTC pairs. But the USD pairs are going to continue to do well moving forward. I didn't cover ETH because it's been a while since I looked at the chart, so I would have to look at the chart again. So I admit I was completely wrong here. You can go back to my video. So I made a video on ETH BTC, and I thought from this level it's going to sell back off. Where was it? Yeah, around here. I thought it was going to sell back off to around here, 178 to 150 or even $200 before it had this massive move. It never did. And I was saying once it flips 300 or 270, just take it back up to these levels, 460. I thought this was realistic if this thing was gained, and then from here I thought it was going to come back down, do something crazy, sideways or whatever if I had this expansion. But I really felt it from here, 243, it sold off back to 160, 180. Then I thought we were going to have this run here, and ideally that's what I would have won. And then I thought we were going to have this crazy run here, but it never did. It came here. I say claims 270, 300. It's going back up to 460. You can go back in my videos and just look at it. I was bearish on it to this level, and I said if it's bullish, it's going to do this, and then possibly have this expansion. That's all I got, and that's basically it.